Welcome to the deep dive. We are really digging into some thought-provoking source material today. It's excerpts from Oliver Burkeman's book, Meditations for Mortals.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
And if you've ever felt, like you're just constantly running behind, drowning in to-dos, or just overwhelmed by, well, everything.
Which is probably most of us, right?
I think so. Then this deep dive is definitely for you. Our aim here is to pull out the really core insights from these excerpts, the sometimes surprising ideas about how to navigate being, finite humans in this world of seemingly infinite demands.
Exactly. And it's not about finding, like, the next productivity hack to cram more in. It's deeper.
Right.
The central idea is pretty counterintuitive, actually, but it can be incredibly freeing. It suggests that our limitations, they aren't actually problems we need to solve before we can be fulfilled.
Okay.
Instead, the very act of accepting those limits, really embracing our finitude, that's the path to a saner, maybe freer life, starting right now. Berkman calls it shifting towards imperfectionism.
Imperfectionism. I like that. Okay, let's unpack it. Where does that constant feeling of being overwhelmed even come from? This perspective suggests it starts with this idea we have, maybe a misguided one, that reality can be controlled, and that it should be. Like, we can master life like an operating system. Our inbox, our reading list, our schedule, even our feelings.
Turning it all into things to manage, to conquer.
Exactly.
And the frustrating part, the irony, is that trying so hard to gain control often backfires, doesn't it? The book mentions this efficiency trap.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Well, you get really good at clearing your emails,
Bah.
right? Super fast. And what
You
happens?
just get more email.
Precisely. Or you become known for being responsive, so everyone expects an instant reply. You don't end up less busy, you just get faster at being swamped.
It's that treadmill thing. You speed it up, but the belt just moves faster. You don't actually arrive anywhere. And this relentless drive to control everything, the source material argues, it actually drains life of its vitality.
Yeah, it can make days lose their resonance. That's the word used. Life feels less like living and more like a chore you just have to get through.
Always waiting for that future moment when things calm down,
Mm-hmm.
which never seems to come.
And the fundamental truth behind all this, the thing we resist, is just that being finite means you never achieve perfect control or total security. It's impossible.
Right.
The list of worthwhile things you can do, books to read, people to help, places to see, it's always going to be vastly, maybe infinitely longer than what one lifetime allows, and things will always happen that you don't expect.
And crucially, feeling overwhelmed by this isn't because you're, personally failing, not because you're an ill-disciplined loser, as the book puts it.
No, it's just the universal condition. It's part of the deal of being human.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting and kind of flips things on their head. This idea of the liberation of defeat.
Liberating defeat sounds paradoxical.
Yeah. It does. What happens inside you when you finally realize a struggle isn't just hard, but actually impossible? The analogy used is being caught in a total downpour.
Right, trying to stay dry.
Exactly. You're trying everything, shielding yourself, and then you just give up. You lower the umbrella and accept you're going to get soaked.
Ah, okay. I can picture that. And that moment of surrender, of giving up the futile struggle, it's profound.
Yeah.
When you stop fighting the uncontrollable parts of being finite, that frantic anxiety about trying to do the impossible, it can start to fade.
And what replaces it?
Often it's a kind of quiet willingness, a willingness to do what you actually can do. And you do those things not hoping they'll lead to some future perfect state, but just because they're worth doing in themselves right now.
That reminds me of the story in the book about the Zen teacher, Hunji Kennet. How she'd make the burden so heavy, the student was forced to just put it down.
Exactly. It's like getting permission to stop fighting gravity, to stop struggling against this totally irredeemable situation of being finite.
You can just stop.
You can. It's facing reality. To use another metaphor from the source, a stark one, the plane has already crashed.
Wow.
You didn't choose to be born finite, right?
Yeah.
Just like you didn't choose to crash on that desert island. But you're here, on the island, with the others, with what you've got. It just is.
So the question becomes,
What good things can you do from here, given this reality? With the sand between your toes, so to speak.
so if the answer isn't solving finitude, what do we do? People might expect some complex system, right? A step-by-step plan.
Sure, that's the usual approach.
But this perspective says no. The real answer to doing things that matter is, well, it's annoyingly simple, though hard to actually do.
Which-
You just do them for at least a few minutes today.
Just do them. It cuts through all the planning and optimizing.
It does. The book uses this great analogy. We're not giant super yachts plotting a course months ahead. We're more like one-person kayaks on the river of time.
Vulnerable, steering, reacting, moment by moment.
Yeah, constantly adjusting to what's arising. It reminded me of Heidegger's idea of thrownness. We're just kind of thrown into existence, already in motion.
And that connects to what Sheldon B. Cobb said, you're free to do whatever you want.
You just have to face the consequences.
Right. It's not about avoiding difficulty. Freedom isn't having no costs. It's the freedom to look at the trade-offs and willingly choose which costs you'll pay, because that path matters to you.
Like the example used of considering leaving a marriage, it's acknowledging the potentially awful costs, the pain, the disruption.
But choosing to pay them anyway, because staying feels even more costly somehow.
Yeah.
Choosing one set of costs over another.
This really hits on that feeling of productivity debt a lot of us carry. That sense you wake up owing the world accomplishments just to justify your existence.
Especially for, as the book calls them, insecure overachievers.
Guilty as charged sometimes. This perspective is a reminder that actions can just be expressions of being okay already. Adequate. Enough.
You don't need to earn your space. Accepting that shifts everything.
Okay, what about the sheer volume of stuff coming at us? Information overload. The internet, articles, feeds.
Oh yeah. The efficiency trap and filter failure didn't bring calm, did they? They brought haystack-sized piles of needles.
Totally. And trying to consume faster doesn't work. As the source says, you will never be efficient enough to hear it all before you're gone.
This is where facing finitude is so freeing. The advice is simple. Treat your to-read pile, your podcast queue, like a river, not a bucket.
A river, not a bucket. Okay.
Dip in, pick a few things that genuinely interest you, engage with them, let the rest flow by. Without guilt.
The mere existence of information creates no obligation to read it.
Exactly. Whether it's every book ever written or just your unread emails. And resist stockpiling knowledge for later, the value is often in using it now.
And it's not just information, is it? It's the demands on our capacity to care. Social media brings infinite suffering, infinite causes to our attention, the whole attention economy.
That feeling you should care about everything.
Which can lead to living inside the news, as the book calls it, making the 24/7 cycle your whole world.
And it feels like being a good citizen, staying informed on every crisis, but often it just leads to feeling powerless, anxious, paralyzed even.
So what's the alternative?
Stay informed briefly, maybe 10 minutes a day. Then, and this is key, pick your battles. Focus your energy on just one or two issues that really resonate.
David Kane's rain barrel analogy. Don't sprinkle your limited water thinly over everything. Focus it on a small garden so something actually grows.
Right. Be more effective and feel better, too. Think of Eric Hagerman, mentioned in the source, choosing to focus on restoring wetlands instead of the daily news grind.
Was that selfish? Or actually a more effective use of his finite energy for good? It's a powerful question for you, the listener. Given your limits, where can you focus your care to make a real difference?
Maybe saying no to the infinite stream is actually crucial for effective citizenship today.
And then there's worrying about the future. All those hypothetical scenarios we spin.
The absurdity of it sometimes. Spending so much energy on bridges we might never even come to, let alone need to cross.
Ancient worry was different, right? Immediate threats. A tiger in the bushes.
Exactly. Adaptive. Our modern delayed return environment, as psychologists call it, makes anxiety loop pointlessly. The threat is often vague, far off, maybe not even real.
I love the wisdom from Marcus Aurelius here. Trust your capacity to handle challenges when they arise.
If you have to, as he put it, handle it then. Not now. Have faith you'll cope when the time comes.
This links to feeling stuck, trying to make big decisions, instead of just trying to decide forever.
Which leads to paralysis.
Right. The idea is to actively go decision hunting. Seek out small, concrete decisions you can make right now.
Steve Chandler calls it choosing. It takes no time to choose to send one email versus years of agonizing.
And they don't have to be huge decisions. Tiny, real ones are powerful, like driving at night.
You only see a little way ahead with the headlights.
But you can make the whole journey that way, step by step, focusing on the patch you can see. Make small choices, the bigger path unfolds.
It makes me think about Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. The deeper meaning isn't just choose the unique path.
What is it then?
It's about the reality of choice itself. You have to choose one path. You'll never know for sure if the other was better, but you still have to move forward. Accept the choice and the unknowability. You can't stay frozen.
And there's real power in just finishing things, isn't there? The magic of completion.
Absolutely. Even small completions feel good. Tangible proof you did something within your limits.
And when facing something huge and scary, like a daunting project or just life anxiety,
Sometimes the best advice is simply just go to the shed.
go to the shed.
Yeah, the idea is go face the mess, the task, the feeling. Just be there. Observe it. Don't feel pressured to fix everything instantly. Just showing up, being present with it. Clarity often comes.
I like that. It lowers the pressure. This perspective also talks about a life task.
What is your life right now asking of you? It might not be what you planned or what others expect.
Like Carl Jung realizing he had to commit to his work to overcome his fainting spells. But it could also mean resisting expectations, choosing something quieter.
Exactly. Which leads to having rules that serve life. Flexible, daily-ish approaches, not rigid perfectionism. Accepting inconsistency lets you keep going when you stumble.
And the 3 to 4 hour rule for knowledge work? That's fascinating.
It is. Looking back at figures like Darwin or Wolfe, they often achieved incredible output with just a few hours of intense focus daily.
Why does that work?
Well, intense focus is draining. Creativity needs rest. It makes huge tasks less intimidating, and it stops that anxious rush.
It acknowledges the work is never truly done, right? Like the monk stopping when the bell rings, even mid-task.
And when asked about the unfinished work, his answer, you get over it. Profoundly simple.
And finally, in this section, developing a taste for problems, accepting it's always something.
Right. Problems aren't obstacles to the work. They are the work. Grappling with them is the nature of life. You weren't expecting a problem-free existence, were you? The job is navigating them.
So much of this comes back to letting go of unproductive striving, challenging the false allure of effort.
That belief that if it matters, it must be incredibly hard and painful.
Yeah. The book suggests asking, what if this were easy?
Or what would this look like if it were easy? As Tim Ferriss asks, it's not about being lazy, it's about questioning if you're making it harder than it needs to be because of that belief.
This connects to the reverse golden rule. Be kinder to yourself.
Cautioning against that harsh inner critic, even if it sounds tough and disciplined, Susan Piver's point is crucial. You often get more done by not being mean to yourself.
Forcing things through self-punishment, it's often not sustainable.
You don't need some grand self-transformation before you can act differently, like being more generous. Remember Chogyam Trungpa's quote?
Everybody loves something, even if it's just tortillas.
Exactly. Start there. Start with the warmth you already feel. Work with who you are now, imperfections and all, not some future ideal self.
And this extends to others, too, allowing people their problems.
Yeah, the idea that constant people-pleasing, trying to fix everything for others, can be a subtle form of assholery, as Sarah Gailey puts it.
Because it denies them the dignity of their own struggle.
Right, and it often comes from wrongly assuming they're judging you constantly. Remember Layla Sales's email example. The sender agonized over a typo.
And the recipient barely noticed. We overestimate how much others think about us.
So often the best way to help is just focus on your own stuff. Live your own finite life well. Model that authenticity.
Which brings us to David Zoll's idea of low anthropology.
Not cynical, but realistic. Viewing ourselves and others as inherently imperfect, struggling. It's presented as more liberating than high anthropology, which demands perfection.
Think Steve Jobs' relentless drive versus Anne Lamott's acceptance of everyone being screwed up, broken, clingy, and scared.
And research backs this up, right? Sharing failures, admitting imposter syndrome, that fosters real connection way more than pretending to be perfect.
Even trying to perfectly control our interaction with the world, it can kill that feeling of resonance Hartmut Rosa talks about. Life feels dead.
True fulfillment comes from a reciprocal relationship, a dance, not total control. Bureaucracy, aiming for control, often kills real human connection in caring fields.
Rosa's word for that resonant connection, schmicksamen, meaning cuddly, that's unexpected.
It implies a soft, yielding embrace with reality, not a rigid grip.
Okay, a very practical tip. Set a quantity goal to bypass perfectionism.
Yes, quantity trumps the inner critic. It forces you to produce. James Altucher, can't think of 10 ideas. Force yourself to think of 20. Most will be bad, but you'll get ideas.
Like free writing. Fire the editor, just get words down. The world won't end if it's not perfect. You made something.
And finally, questioning interruption and distraction themselves. These assume our default is stable focus.
Which maybe isn't true.
The mind's natural state might be more like open awareness, receptive. Calling every deviation a problem might be unhelpful. Sometimes interruptions are where life happens.
The core truth weaving through all this is so grounding. This, here and now, is real life.
Yeah. Not a waiting room for a better future when you finally have it all sorted. The work, the relationships, the joys, this is it. This is how you live fully now.
And the marshmallow test. Sure, delayed gratification has value.
But there's no virtue in just collecting uneaten marshmallows forever. At some point, you have to eat the marshmallow. Experience the benefits. Live the life.
The book suggests starting from sanity, not striving towards it. Don't wait till you feel perfect to live meaningfully.
Act from the identity you want to embody. Now, as Richie Norton says, decide who you want to be, then act like it.
Which means resisting the urge to clear the decks endlessly before starting what matters.
Right. Instead, pay yourself first with time, as Jessica Abel puts it. Do the important stuff first. Don't hope you'll get to it later.
Practical steps. Renegotiate commitments. Free up real time. Treat your to-do list like a menu, not a contract you must fulfill.
Choose what matters for today. Explicitly accept you won't do it all.
And practice scruffy hospitality. Connect authentically. Share your imperfect self, your imperfect space. Lean into that low anthropology.
Vulnerability connects, remember. Much more than pretending perfection.
And find solace in doubt, except you'll probably never fully get a handle on things. Your career, the world, your own mind.
It's an intellectual limit of being finite, but it doesn't stop you from acting or finding joy, even amidst confusion. Like the stories of the grieving mother finding peace not through understanding, but through living and helping.
You don't need it all figured out to live fully.
Not at all. Don't let not understanding stop you from participating in the messy beauty of it all.
And remembering c'est fait par du monde, people did that. Anything amazing you see.
Art, engineering, movements for good.
It was built by flawed, finite people like you, which means you can contribute too. Build something meaningful. Imperfectly.
Like the L. Ron Hubbard example, flawed, sure. But he just started and built something huge, imperfectly. The point is the act of starting.
And figuring out what matters. A book can't tell you that. It's intrinsic, found through living.
Zooming out like Marcus Aurelius helps.
Yeah.
Realize you don't matter cosmically, which is freeing, and you matter as much as anyone ever has. Both are true.
Thich Nhat Hanh's Interbeing offers another view. We're not separate selves. We're of the world. Interconnected.
Our job isn't perfecting a separate self, but embodying our momentary expression of the world right here.
And Rabbi Sincha Bunim's Two Slips of Paper capture that paradox beautifully.
Carry one. For my sake, the world was created. Your importance, your potential.
Carry the other. I am but dust and ashes. Your finitude, your humility.
Both are true, meaning lives in that tension.
So ultimately, this deep dive, exploring these sources, it's not a plan to finally get it all together in 4 weeks.
No, it's about the possibility, as therapist Bruce Tiff suggests, that the limitation bothering you most might just be part of the deal, part of being you. And relief comes from giving up the fight against it.
Resisting that urge for a perfect, fresh start, accepting who and where you are now, mess and all, that's the most powerful place to begin.
And from there, you can choose one small, imperfect thing today that makes life feel a bit more resonant, more alive.
So we've journeyed from confronting that struggle against limits and control through taking imperfect action, letting go of unhelpful striving, and landing on simply showing up now.
And the core message from these excerpts seems clear and hopefully freeing for you. Embracing limitations, not fighting them, is a surprising path to a more engaged, less anxious, more meaningful life.
And that life isn't waiting for someday. It's available right now.
Right now.
So the final thought for you to ponder. Given that the world is messy, demands are infinite, and you are gloriously imperfectly finite, what is the one small imperfect thing you will choose to do today that truly matters?